Welcome to Fantastic Descriptions. I'm Neil Aiken, and this is part of I call it a tutorial or a foundational series on the building blocks of narrative description. So these are all very short, and I want to focus on just some core concepts that hopefully will be helpful. The first one we're going to look at is what is an image. At the center of any description that we give is the idea that we're trying to reconstruct a scene, we're trying to reconstruct a physical, or as more technical term, phenomenological experience. The feeling of being someplace and encountering something as a being, as ourselves or as these characters. So how do we do that? How do we make it happen? So on some fundamental level, that image really revolves around senses, sensory information, so something to do with hearing, sight, sound, taste, or touch, and it should have details. One way of thinking about this that I've used before in teaching this concept in poetry classes is to look at it in three different components. One is detail. When presented with a scene, we're presented with something that we're trying to describe, we need to include detail. Number two, we need to include emotion. There has to be some emotional connection to that. Our images without emotion are just sort of an inventory of details, and that's not going to be enough. So details, emotion, and then the third one, relation or connection or context, some way that we connect what we are encountering with something else. And so that may simply be to say this reminds us of something else. It may be to say that this is like something else that we've already encountered, or it might be that we recognize it as belonging or being associated with someone else or some other time period, something like that. But all that's in that initial description is that we need to have detail, we need to have an emotion, and we need to have some connection to something beyond the immediate moment. And so if we do that, then the image at the center of our description is going to pop out. It's going to be significant. Okay, hopefully that helps. And we'll be back with another one. We're going to talk about, well, let's go into a little bit more detail about detail. Talk to you soon. And if you like this, subscribe, like this, comment below, pay attention or jump into the deep dive series where I go into a lot more detail about these different concepts. But in any case, thank you, and I'll be back again soon.